Islanders. Survivors. Survivors. Hello. I'm here to throw you a little life raft in case you're stuck. Some teams are already well on their way to prioritizing their tasks. Some teams may still be in survivor mode. You can't hear me? Just needed a little quieter first. There we go. Okay. Some of you are well on your way to prioritizing your tasks. Some teams may need a little life raft in terms of prioritization. So I'm here with a little tip for how you may be able to prioritize your tasks. We have a survival matrix up here. This is a tool to help you decide which tasks you may want to get done first. So if you have tasks on the cards in front of you that are more important, these are the things that are going to help you survive, you're going to put those towards the top. If you've got tasks that are urgent, that need to be done quickly, those ones would go on the left side of your matrix. Cards that are both urgent and important are the tasks you may want to get done first. So make sure you've got enough time tokens for those ones. Okay? Okay, back at it. You've got a few more minutes to go.
It's too hot here for me. I'm dying. Right.
Yeah, Charlie's answer was start the air compressor sooner. Yeah, it was on all day yesterday. Sometimes I work even much earlier.
Right.
Okay, dude.
It's back on. As you can see, the last couple hours are clicking off the clock here. We have about 40 seconds for you to continue to work. Okay, everybody, the time is up. So if you want to go ahead and maybe turn your chairs around so you can just watch this way a little bit. There is no flaw, Jada. Jada, there is no flaw. All right, so we're going to come around and we're going to take those scorecards from you now. But we want to take a little bit and kind of reflect. What were some of the challenges that your tribe kind of faced when you guys were going ahead and doing this? Kim, what?
Not enough time.
Not enough time. So too many missions to complete and not enough time. That seems a lot like real life, right? So, Cheryl, what about your group?
I didn't hear the question because I'm deaf.
Okay, so what were some of the challenges you guys faced?
The cards. These cards. I can't. You talk. Oh man.
The cards that we were given.
So what were some of the cards that you were given? What were some of the challenges?
Okay.
We had to discard all of our.
If you completed rainwater collector, we were gaining 15 or losing. Rescue ship spotted, so we lost 24 hours. And heavy winds destroyed, and we lost 10.
Okay. So they got a lot of cards that really, really changed their whole plan to the mission. And so that often happens so much in our work week or in our work day that we are set, like we know what we're going to do today, right? And a fire happens, and that fire pulls us away from exactly what we're doing. Now we're doing maybe an investigation, or maybe we have to fill a schedule, or maybe auditors come, right? And we have to kind of change what we thought we were doing today. So that often happens a lot. What about some of the other groups? Jada and the flaw, what about you? What did your team and tribe have?
We didn't know what we were supposed to do for like 5 minutes.
Okay, so kind of clarifying exactly what was kind of the issue. What was the mission that you guys were trying to do, right? Okay, so yeah, that can be tough. Not having clear guidelines. What went well? Great weather and supply crates. So it looks like you had assistance from outside sources that really, really helped out. Good. That can always be nice. All right. Well, since this is our first tribal council and stuff, we're bringing everybody together. Today, no one's going to be voted off the island, right? We will take a look at that. We'll look and we'll make sure that we announce who the winner is. But instead, we're going to work on voting something else off that steals our valuable resources. So we're going to take and look at what steals our time and see if we can vote some of that stuff off. So I'm going to pass it off to Kelly here. She's going to talk a little bit about that.
Thanks, Dan. Where's our... Okay, so you got to play a game with prioritizing a whole lot of tasks you were given in terms of surviving on an island. And we also have to survive in real life. So we're going to flip it over now as they're tallying up the score of everything. And we will now talk about the tasks you have to do in your daily life. So we are coming around with some pieces of paper, and each of you are going to create a list of tasks that you have on your mind. It can be things you have to get done daily, things you have to get done weekly, things you have to get done monthly, or just whatever's on your random mind right now. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write down as many tasks as you can. Okay? Work related. Work related. Work related. Yep. Okay. Okay, go ahead and finish writing the last task you're on right now. A lot of those lists as I was walking around were pretty lengthy, pretty overwhelming. And just like the game in real life, we may not have enough time in a day to do all of those tasks, right? We're going to imagine that we could legally and safely drop 2 of the tasks from our list. And we're going to look at how we can maybe make that happen. Oh no, now my timer starts. There we go. So we're going to look at a couple different strategies for how we may be able to eliminate some of these tasks from our list. One way we might be able to determine some tasks that could be eliminated are to filter them through 3 questions. So these are going to be our survival questions right here. So when chaos hits and tasks pile up, we're going to run these demands through these 3 filter questions. And if our task is a no to all 3 questions, it's something we might want to consider eliminating. The first question we're going to look at is based on compliance. So is our task strictly necessary for compliance beyond the organization? So is it to do with a state regulation? Is it something to do with legal compliance, funding that we needed, etc.? If the task is a compliance-related task, we probably can't eliminate that one. The next question we're going to filter our tasks through is client impact. So is this task what's absolutely best for our clients? Or for supporting floor teams if you're maybe in an administrative role? So if the task is not something that's going to be best for clients, that might be something we could consider eliminating. And the third filter question is mission alignment. So is this task deeply aligned with our ultimate St. Coletta mission, or is it distracting historical noise? There might be things we're doing that we're doing just because we've always done them. So are there things maybe we need to consider eliminating from that lens as well? So I want you to pick one task from the list you wrote down right now, and I want you to answer those 3 questions for that one task. Is it necessary for compliance? Is it best for clients? I think we're going to hand out the matrix. Oh, you did it all. Thanks. Okay, let's come back together over here. Hopefully it was kind of helpful. I'm going to go back to my teaching days. Okay. We're going to go on to our next part here with prioritization. So hopefully it's helpful to filter your tasks through those 3 questions, through those lenses. The next strategy is back to when I showed you with the game, which is this survival matrix here. So you have a whole lot of tasks on your list. You've got to prioritize which tasks do I realistically have time to get done today. So what you can do is you can, again, think about what are the tasks that are most important. And importance is thinking about like what's, again, best for clients, what's best for our organization, what really aligns with what we're trying to do. And then urgency Is this something that's got a deadline that has to get done right here, right now? So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have you take your drop list of all the tasks you wrote down, and I want you to sort those tasks. You've got copies at your table of the matrix. Sort them into things that are important and urgent. That's going to go in that do box, the green one. Things that are maybe not important and not urgent would go down in that red box down there. And then things that are a mix of urgent and important would go in the other two quadrants. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes again to sort through your tasks from your drop list. it looks like most of us have finished sorting our tasks, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Can you raise your hand if you have something in the green box? If you have something in the green box, something that you felt like was urgent and important. Okay, right? If you have a job, probably have a few things in that one, yeah. Keep your hand up if that box still feels pretty overwhelming. Absolutely, a lot going on there for sure. How about people who have something in the red box? Do you have something in the red box on your paper? Okay, just a couple. Your job's very compliance-based, right? Client care, those are important things. So a lot less of those, and that's not something unexpected based on the work that we do, right? The work that we do is based on compliance. It's based on caring for clients. And the goal is hopefully, as you go through your days, you may realize there are tasks that actually don't meet those 3 filter questions, that are not important to compliance, that don't make a big difference for client care, or that aren't really aligning with our mission and are just things we've been doing because we've been doing them. So the goal is to help you notice those things as we go through. The 2 other boxes are things that you may not have thought a whole lot about yet, but if you've got tasks that are urgent and not important, those may be items you consider delegating to somebody else, right? If you got a whole team of people, is there someone who can be delegated that task? Is there a lead DSP maybe who could do something? Would you trust them to do any of those tasks? If there's a task that like your entire quadrant or your entire team is doing, like you're all printing off the same form or something like that, is that something we can delegate to one team member instead? So just thinking about how we can make those things a little bit more efficient for ourselves. And then the other box is the important and not urgent tasks. Yes, they're on your mind. Yes, they need to be done. But are there ways you can maybe schedule those in so that they're not constantly feeling like a stressor? That might be a way to ease some of that stress on yourself as well. So as we've kind of filtered through our tasks, through both the 3 questions and through that matrix, if there's something that's really failed all filters, it doesn't meet any of the things we need to do to better our organization or for client care, that's a task we can hopefully eliminate to preserve our team's bandwidth, because we're all stretched thin. If it passes, it's a task that we do need to do, but it's something that we repeat over and over again. If it's a task you have to do every week or every month or something like that, is there a way we can consider automating that as well? Can you do things like set automatic reminders or save yourself email templates or document templates so you're not recreating from scratch every single time? Those are some things we'd like to consider as well. And then, like we talked about with the matrix, are there tasks we can delegate to other team members? Is there someone we can teach or train to do those tasks so that it doesn't have to be you doing every single thing? So now, as we've kind of considered those questions, we're going to go back to our tribes, and we're going to talk about any tasks that, not many of us had eliminate ones, but maybe tasks that we could think about automating or delegating to somebody. And we're going to use a critical friend protocol. So one person's going to choose, they're going to share a task that they have some ideas about, maybe eliminating, maybe how we could automate it better. The team's going to listen and ask some non-judgmental questions to make sure that we're not missing a reason why that task is important or something like that. After we've generated some ideas, let's have the next person share one of their tasks that they have some ideas about how we could eliminate or automate that task as well. And we'll try to give everyone a turn in about 10 minutes or so. Any questions about what to do with that? Okay, go ahead and choose the first task.
Sweet and tantalizing. The custard is fresh and it's creamy and delicious. I'm just
guide about like how we say
And
no.
then they write this.
And then, yep, Dan will guide after that. So, yeah.
Do you just want a picture of the five of us? Come here, folks. Let's just do it. Let's do it.
I can get back with the timer.
I don't know, you're the artist. You're the artist.
Make sure you got my tummy out. Suck it in, suck it in, suck it in.
I got some nice smiles on your eyes. I was born that way.
It's a black screen. It looks beautiful. Love it. Awesome. Love it. I'm getting really static. We're getting close.
What time are we at?
And I started it at 9 minutes.
I need to cut them off.
That's okay.
We still have, I guess, we don't have that much. I think we're okay.
But here's the thing: if you count their numbers on the side, it gives you the numbers.
That's true.
So I can do that because it would tell you how many tokens they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then try, because we're gonna want to ask them why. Because I was surprised the
That's
blue group
free.
had
Can we do this?
the blue group had a whole stack of them, and they're like, well,
They just want to chill on the beach.
and I'm like, it's weird. You wouldn't sit at your desk with nothing to do. You could figure out something to do. You're not gonna wait for the next project to come. Maybe Jade is. Maybe I'm not giving her enough work. Right?
I'm sure she would love to hear
Exactly
that.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah.
Maybe that's the lesson for this.
Right. I'm writing that on our map. that's not really in the spirit of it, is it? Okay. They may have had one that where they got one back. I don't know. We don't know because they didn't write those.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring us back together.
Extra tokens or something. More time.
Go ahead and direct your attention back up here, please. Hopefully there was some good conversations about tasks we could either eliminate, automate, delegate, simplify somehow, because that's part of our goal for today. And as we're considering which tasks we may need to either eliminate or change somehow, we've got to make sure we can have a conversation about boundaries such as that in respectful ways. So there's a little script up here about how we can use the mission as a shield for our time. Because again, we know that we just don't have enough of it every day. And so there are things you may need to say no to or not right now to. The script up here says, to ensure our clients get the direct care required by state compliance today, I have to prioritize the floor. I cannot complete this administrative report until Thursday. If that doesn't work, let's look at what we can delegate. That may or may not be language that is natural for you to say. So things that we just need to make sure we include when we're setting a boundary are to make sure we're explaining the why, right? We're using the mission as our shield. So if this is not aligning with compliance, if this is not aligning with client care, if this is not aligning with our organization's direction, we want to try to include the why. And just make sure that we're being respectful when we're talking about that. A little bit of respect goes a long way. Just like any client or employee relations issues, right? We want to make sure that we can hold a firm boundary and that we can be empathetic, compassionate, and respectful as we're delivering the message as well. So I want you to go ahead and talk with your tables about how you may say no to a task in a firm and respectful way. Go ahead.
You want the next slide? Okay, it looks like everybody's wrapping this up. You guys want to go ahead and turn this way again, please? Okay, so the next part of this is a little bit different. You guys noticed that you were given little slips of paper, right? So in a moment, we're going to ask that you guys get together as a group and look at that drop list and write one of those items down. We'll then ask that you guys come up, and one representative of your tribe will take it and place that right into the urn. So part of that is saying we recognize that there are tasks that you guys would like to take off your list. Or maybe it's a system or something you'd like to revamp. So we're going to take a little time in a minute, and we'll have you guys look at those kind of things and do that. Part of the message for today and why we're here is looking and trying to build that organizational trust, right? We understand that that's going to take time to rebuild. We want to start today by looking at and respecting each other's times and boundaries. And so this is one way that we can do that. When we have those in that urn, we'll take that collection of ideas back to senior leaders, and we'll take a look at that and say, what is something we can do to fix this problem, right? There are going to be things that we can go ahead and eliminate, revamp, change, or get together with teams to look at that. Is this thing necessary that we're doing? How can we save time in doing that? With that being said, there are things that we can't do that to as well. There are things that we can't change. And so sometimes there are things that reflect with safety or health or compliance that we can't change, right? So we'll have to think outside of the box on those ideas. So for right now, you have that little slip of paper. Get together with your tribe. Think of what that idea is that you want to write down. All right, take one more minute. Make sure you guys write that down. We'll be calling you up by tribe.
All right, teams, Bobby and I are coming around. You are going to say your item as you put it in the urn.
Work as a team, no bad talk about others, no drama.
We agree. We said not a task, but eliminate negativity, follow the motto, one team, one mission.
We decided on careerist and lead outline for delegated tasks.
Hold on. A careerist and lead outline for delegated tasks. Read what you said.
Come on, Tiffany.
Eliminate calling people outside of work hours. I'm loud. Y'all know this talking. All right. Eliminate calling people outside of work hours unless it is a dire emergency.
Our group said a revamp is needed with our staff training on TheraP. Our table thought it was too rushed.
We should revamp EVV or get rid of. And then EVV. You don't even do EVV. You don't even do EVV. And then also, if we could lower the medication errors, nursing would have more time for residents and staff training. Lower the medication errors.
Scheduling staff.
Scheduling staff is what they said.
An abundance of email.
Lots of email.
Thank you for sharing those ideas. All right, like I mentioned before, at the same time, there are responsibilities we simply cannot vote off the island. Those are the health, safety, and compliance. Those responsibilities protect the people we support, our staff, and our organization. They deserve our time and our attention because they're part of our mission. As leaders, we also have another responsibility. We owe it to our newest tribe members to teach them well, to coach them, and to answer questions, to stand beside them and have them become just as confident and capable as our strongest team members. When we invest in new leaders today, we reduce unnecessary work for everyone tomorrow. I want to share 2 examples of working together that can reduce frustration across multiple departments. Many of you that have been here for a long time know that when somebody attends a doctor's appointment, they visit the emergency room or they're hospitalized, the information goes farther than just that discharge paperwork or that after visit summary, right? The importance of that, the timely communication of getting that back reflects nursing. In nursing, we review those orders, we monitor the follow-up needs and prepare for medication changes. Residential leadership looks to schedule those follow-up appointments and tries to put them into a really busy week already and tries to find staff to bring them back to be looked at again. We have case coordinators that are doing that family and guardian updates. They're reaching out to the MCOs, and if they went via ambulance, then there's a whole additional reports, and all of this stuff is timed and really crucial that we get to. Day program, their staff need to know how they can care for someone safely returning to them if they have any new diagnosis or additional treatment plans. Finance, it reflects them as well. So was the head in the bed? Are they going to charge for that? Are they going to know what kind of things are they keeping track of? So you can see one decision of going and getting paperwork and making sure that it's uploaded and scanned and communicated correctly affects a whole bunch of us. I think when we're talking about too many emails, we're talking about how we're trying to find something or follow up on something, so we can eliminate some of the clutter, some of the things we don't need to do. Some of that other stuff comes to the forefront, and we start doing some of the things that are a little bit more important. So, all right. So leadership isn't about just carrying responsibility for yourself. It's carrying responsibility for everyone, for the team, for your department, right? So we're going to work on planning with purpose, working as a team, supporting one mission, serving with heart, and making every moment count. One of the other things we're looking at doing is supporting those new team members, and by doing so, we're going to have people come up and do med check-in upstairs again. We're scheduling time in which nursing is going to be there. We're asking that you come in, go ahead and look at that. Sure, for some of you that have been here for a very long time, you guys don't have issues and problems with that. That's part of the reason why we're bringing you up as well, so that you can teach those new team members, so that we're all doing it the same. So when we are filling in somewhere, or we're bringing somebody new, or somebody gets moved up, that they know the process and they know it really well. So this is just going to be a short-term thing in which we do to make sure that we can bring up the skill for everybody. So we'll send out more information on that. All right. So we also have a little bit of official results for your tribes here. So let's switch back to something more fun than talking about medication check-in, even though it's super fun. All right. I have the official results here. Who thinks their team actually did well? Okay. All right. So it was pretty interesting and pretty telling. So there was a lot of different missions, and obviously you didn't have the possibility of completing all of those. Some of those, which cost a lot of time, didn't result in a lot of mission points. They weren't high score values. And so, you know, some of those that decorated camp or maybe decided some other things. No, actually nobody chose that. But, you know, there are some things on there that you did choose that maybe weren't the best opportunities. So as you go through and kind of practice this, or look at your own week, your own tasks, your own things that you're doing on an everyday basis, trying to make sense of those is going to be really important. All right, well, I'll go ahead and read off the scores here. So we had, starting out with Orange Team, they had 32 total points. We have Red Team, a total of 36 points. We then jump up to Blue Team with 48. Go to White Team with 51. Pink Team, 54. We have the first place team at 64 points. So that leaves orange with 61. So purple won. What team are you? Yellow. Yellow did not score. Yellow had 60. Very close, very far up there. Couldn't overcome some of the, just the overall points. So with that, so one question I had is, did anybody have any leftover tokens? Green, you had 64. Oh, I'm sorry. 64 points is the winner. Just barely overtaking 61. Wow. Sometimes there's a twist and turn in the end of the game. Green Goddesses over there. Everybody give them a round of applause. So one of the questions we had is, we had a team ask, we have extra time tokens. And so that was a negative. So if you had a bunch of stacks that you would have had, that would have been minus your points. In our days, sometimes there are times where we don't spend our time the most wisely, right? Or we could be doing something when we're not doing something. And so that was just kind of the point of that in this part of the exercise. But other than that, Bobby, here you go.
I'll try not to fumble my words like before. Did you guys have fun? Was it fun? Better than looking at slides about overtime and budgets. We don't care about budgets, right, Jenny? Just kidding, just kidding. So, as I said at the beginning, I know some of you missed it that came in late. Survivor is just not an episode, it is a series. So in the next 5, 6, 7, 6, see what I did there? We'll be doing virtual check-ins, and then next month, stay with your tribe, because you're in the same tribe for the whole series. And when we leave today, stay with your tribe, because Claire's going to bring each tribe up, and we're going to take a group picture with each tribe. So again, you also get to take a badge buddy with you to remind you of the 3 filter questions and the mission shield. Thanks for joining us. And as I say on Survivor, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
Bring their buffs or bring their, did you remember?
Oh yeah, and your bandanas. You need to keep your bandanas somewhere.
Bring them back.
Otherwise, you'll lose points next round.
Now I know I gotta put them in order. Now